You see, friends, just be real. God knows how to find you. He knows how to call your number. He knows how to put you in position. He knows how to direct your steps. Amen. Your heart may devise your way, but the Lord's going to direct your steps, and He'll get you where you need to be, when you need to be there, doing what you need to do. I got not even halfway through my notes, and we're going to stop, but I want to share one testimony with you because I just shared it last night. We were with the Grillos visiting Sister Joe, and this story came up, and it's been 5 years since it happened, and I told it once here, but I had forgotten about it. But you all remember when Angie and I went to South Africa for our 25th anniversary. And we went incognito. We didn't want anybody to know we were there. We slipped in. We went privately. It was quiet. We were going to go for our anniversary trip, and we were going to go to Kruger National Park, and we weren't telling a soul. And it happened to be at the tail end of COVID, so we were all wearing masks, so that worked out great. If you're trying to slip in somewhere by secret, you might as well put a mask on. And we had left the park, and we were outside the park and went to a grocery store. And in this grocery store, we were picking up, I was trying to get all of our meals planned out for the, I think, 7 days that we were going to be in there. And I'm trying to plan, okay, we can eat out this day, and we can have breakfast and lunch and whatever. And my wife was supposed to help me, but she was completely distracted because she was looking at fruit she had never seen before, and a woman went by with a baby strapped to her back and tied around, and she's walking around trying to get a picture. Sorry, I told my wife, but she thought that was the cutest thing she'd ever seen. And I'm standing at the meat case I'm looking at a roll of sausage, a barbecue, and can I get 2 meals out of this? And it's in kilograms and not pounds, and kilograms, and 2.2 kilograms to a pound. And it's in rand, not dollars. You know, I'm being normal. And my wife was being normal too. And to preface the story, I had gotten an email about a week or two, I don't remember how many days before we left for the trip, from a sister from South Africa. She had some questions, and I just skimmed through it, saw she was South Africa, and she had several questions, and I just didn't have time to answer, and I thought, this is going to have to wait till I get back from our trip, so I didn't answer the email. So now I'm here in South Africa wearing a mask, a pair of jeans, my shirt is untucked. I mean, what a preacher. I'm being normal. And I think I'm wearing a hat and a mask. So nobody knows me. And when I'm looking at the case, I can feel somebody get close to me, and somebody comes right to here. And it was a young man, and he said, "Excuse me, would you be Chad Lamb?" And I froze, like when the police ask you a question. And I hadn't done anything wrong, but I'm frozen. And I said, "Yes, I would." I didn't know what else to say. And all of a sudden he starts speaking really quickly, and his wife and little girl was in the child seat in the shopping cart right behind him, and they start talking, and we gathered together, and Angie saw, and she came over, and we're all standing around talking. And the sister says, "I sent you an email, but I didn't have a response, and I've been praying that God would let me talk to you." Why was I at the meat case? Why was I in South Africa? I thought I was on an anniversary trip. Guess what? I planned that trip 6 months before she had the questions. She started pouring out her heart, and her husband did too, started sharing some of their troubles, and started telling us one of their main concerns was their little girl. And their little girl was suffering with severe acid reflux, and they were trying medicine, and she couldn't keep anything down, and she was just a little tiny toddler. And it was amazing because when my oldest daughter was a baby, 18 months old, 12 to 18 months old, she had severe acid reflux. We were giving her medicine, and she was getting no relief. And we prayed for her, and God delivered her. And I said, our daughter had severe acid reflux, and the medicine went out, and we prayed for God delivered her, and I believe God will deliver your baby. And we laid hands right in the middle of that grocery store. We laid hands on that baby and prayed for that baby. And they sent me an email later and said she was healed from then on and never suffered with that again. And I just talked to the brother. He emailed me just a couple months ago and said they're doing wonderful. The things they were asking me about, the problems they were having, God has taken care of all of them, and that girl is still well. A man's heart devises its way. Listen, let me share this with you. Why was I in South Africa going to Kruger National Park? Because I wanted to. Because I had seen it one day with Brother Gideon Retief, and I so fell in love with the place. I said, I have to bring my wife back here. And I went there because I liked it, because it suited my nature, because I wanted to go, and I had enough frequent flyer miles I could get free plane tickets. That's why I went, from an earthly perspective. But there was something else working all around. How many times did that happen to Brother Branham? Over and over and over again. How many times it happened to all of us? If we could just sit and talk to one another, we'd find out things like that happen all the time. Your heart divides your way, but God directs your step. What should we be doing? Do what comes natural. Be normal. Just be a Christian. Be whatever you are, be a Christian. Do whatever you want to do, but just do it according to the Word. Don't compromise. Amen. Don't compromise on the Word. Don't compromise your standard. Stay true to the Word. Stay true to God and do what comes in your heart. Do what you like to do. Brother Branham created squirrels in the woods when he's hunting squirrels because he liked to hunt squirrels. We had an encounter with a sister because we were at Kruger Park because we wanted to go to Kruger Park. You understand, friends? So what can God do in your life with you wherever you go? Trust the Lord. Trust Him with all your heart. Lean not to your own understandings. Acknowledge Him in all of your ways, and He will direct your steps. You'll make a pile of mistakes. Don't worry about the mistakes. If you fall, you'll fall in the palm of His hand, and He'll make even those mistakes work around right to His glory. The extraordinary takes place in the ordinary, so be up and about ordinary things. Live life. Visit people, go to work, do the things God's given you to do. Live a Christian life, but live a normal human life. Because that's why you're here. And then watch God direct your steps. Chance encounters, odd conversations, things out of the blue. This is how we talk about it. That was out of the blue. For who? For God? Well, that was weird. Not to God. I never expected that. Yeah, you didn't expect it, but God always did. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Lean not to your own understanding. In all of your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your paths. Let's all stand. We may preach on this again sometime. I don't know. I want to read one quote to you as the musicians come. Brother Branham said in Things That Are to Be, he says, your birth here was pre-planned. I guess you believe that. Every one of you knows that your birth was pre-planned. Did you know that your being here never originated just at a myth or a thought? Everything was all pre-planned by God before the foundation of the world that you would be here. The infinite God knowed. And to be infinite, He had to know every flea that ever would be in the earth and how many times it would bat its eye. That's infinite. You, our little minds, cannot fathom what infinite means. The infinite God, He knowed all things. Therefore, there's nothing out of Gator. Why do you like the things you like? Maybe for a purpose. Why are you the way you are? Maybe for a purpose. Brother Branham, he was part Cherokee Indian and loved the wilderness and loved the woods. And he said, my conversion never took that out of me. Because God was going to use it. Let God do the extraordinary and the ordinary. Wake up every morning and plan to do ordinary things. And watch for God to bring extraordinary things. Because if you wake up in the morning planning to do extraordinary things, you're going to miss everything and mess it all up. You're going to think too high, you're going to become too spiritual, and you ruin the whole thing. Just get up and do what God's given you to do. Whatever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. Amen. And just be a Christian and serve God. Rest in Him and let Him do the work. Now, I just want to leave you with this thought. Job, in his hour of distress, all he wanted was to know where he could go find God. where his door was, where he could knock on his door, where he could have an interview, where he could ask him questions, and he didn't know where to go and he couldn't find it. But when Job couldn't find God, God knew where to find Job. And he came to him in a whirlwind and revealed himself to him and answered his questions and changed Job's perspective. Listen, sometimes we don't know where to go next and what to do, but God knows where to find us. That's why we just throw our hands up and say, God, I'm trusting in you. Come and rescue me. You know what happened next? This is how testimonies always go. You tell them it crescendos with the girl's healed, she's still healed, and that was wonderful. You know what happened next? We said goodbye, we shook their hands, we hugged them. We turned around, tried to figure out how much meat we needed for the rest of the week. Normal. And we didn't even have a heart for it anymore. It was hard to figure out. We just grabbed a few things. Because here you just had this supernatural event. God come on the scene, something happened that could have never happened, that no human could have orchestrated. God had his fingerprints all over it. And afterwards, you don't even know how to act. So we finished getting groceries and we went to the checkout. And we're checking out. And they're finishing up in another lane. We just wave. And awkwardly go out to our car and put the stuff in it and go to Kruger. See, we hear testimonies all the time, but sometimes you don't know what happened next. What happened next, it started off as normal could ever be. Then all of a sudden, something unfolded that is beyond normal, and it goes right back to normal. And I still had trouble doing the math in my head. That is our life. And when we get used to it and stop trying to be Superman and just be normal and let God lead and guide, he'll do super things. He knows how to do it. He's not depending on your mind or your ability or your spirituality to get it done. He's just looking for a vessel that he can use, one who trusts him, and God will do it. So God bless your friends. My advice to you is be normal, but be a Christian, a normal, sane, solid, believing Christian. And be whatever God made you to be and do whatever he gave you to do. And whatever else he wants you to do, he'll bring it your way. He'll show you. He'll tell you. And anything else he wants you to believe, he'll reveal it to you. Just trust him.